Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. The moment that we've been promising and that you've been waiting for is finally here. We are here with Len from Crazy Lenny's e-bikes. Howdy, Len. Good to see you again.
Good to see you guys again in my store here, surrounded by bicycles.
Yes.
Electric bicycles.
We love it. Yeah. We do. And we're here because we love the show and tell that we get to do each month. So that's why we have these bikes right here in front of us. We're curious, can you guide us through and tell us how these different e-bikes are made for different uses?
Okay. First of all, I want to point out two things that are really important to me, okay? The first one is, you know, while most stores, good bike stores, the quality bike shops that you can trust, will have lots of bikes, but only 6 or 7 electric bikes. And we're at the opposite end of that. We don't have any regular bikes, but we do have 290 e-bikes as opposed to 6 or 7. I brought out these 3 because they're part of our, you know, getting near the end of the season, part of our demo sale. These 3 bikes are all priced the same. It's about half price, $580, $580, and $580, and I can tell you about them if you'd like.
Wow, we'd love it, yeah.
Okay, well, I'll point to this one over here. That's a commuter bike.
Okay.
That bike has an extra large battery, so it could take you to and from work without having to bring the battery in while you're at work to charge it. It has that waterproof case for important papers or your lunch, in my case, my lunch. And lights, fenders, rack. It's just a great bike. Actually, you could probably pay for the lion's share of that bike being on sale for only $580, which is what you might save in fuel driving to and from work.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
Sure, yeah,
so
for
it's
sure.
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Then from there we go to this bike. This is sort of a, how can I word this, a cross bike. This bike also has the range of 35 miles, but this bike is a little more aggressive than the commuter bike. It does not have the fenders and lights included, but you can take long rides. You could ride this bike, say, from Verona to Mount Horeb and back easily. It has an adjustable switch here, which allows you to adjust the handlebars.
Okay.
And let's go to this bike before we run out of time. And this, of course, is an aggressive bike. This bike could be used as a race bike, a road bike, for someone who wants to go a little faster and a little more aggressive rider.
Wow.
All $580.
Wow.
All right. Wow.
That's really incredible.
So Len, then what are the you get what you pay for differences that I heard you have?
Okay, there are quite a few differences. These are all the same price. Let's say you wanted something, you were willing to pay a little more than the special sale at $580, although keep in mind, for example, this bike is over $1,200 regularly. It's just that it's a demo. You might go into a bike that has even longer range, like a 60-mile range on charges. I want to step back a second and say something about range. You start talking about over 40, think about it. How often are you going to go that far?
Right.
And when you do, and you may want to make a day of it and do a ride all the way to Mount Horeb or even to New Glarus.
Yeah.
When you get to that destination, you're going to stop, probably for lunch, coffee, in my case, a couple of beers or whatever you'd like. And then you can just plug your battery and you can take it into the cafe, coffee shop, bar, plug it into any 110-volt outlet, and in 1 hour the battery will charge over 30%. So be careful about spending too much money on range unless you have a gigantic commute or you're a real road guy. Okay?
Right. Yeah.
So there's that. What else do you get? There's a lot of our bikes are now called mountain bikes, which really also means off-road. You can ride them across a cornfield. You could ride them on a narrow path through the woods. Other bikes are so-called fat tire bikes.
Yeah.
I originally started carrying fat tire bikes because we get customers who want to joke around and ride around with them on Lake Monona. But then I tried one. Holy cow, is it fun. I rode down a snowmobile trail at night. You know, the bike has lights, of course. On the fat tire bike, it was a blast. And then I found out another fun thing to do on the fat tire bike is tow the kids, the grandkids, around in the back of the bike on a sled or something. Yeah. And this winter I'm going to try towing Tara, my significant other, around on the skis. We're going to ride a fat tire bike on the skis.
Let us know how that goes.
So I will. We'll still be broadcasting. Yeah. So we've got the mountain bikes, we've got the fat tire bikes, and then we go into various types of commuter bikes. That is, bikes. Some of the bikes, most of the bikes, I should say, work because you're pedaling along and now there's a hill, and the hill is kind of hard to pedal up. So you press a button and the bike begins to assist you. All of a sudden the pedaling gets easier because the motor here is sending power to the pedal and it's helping you.
Yeah.
Other bikes, like this bicycle here, are assisted by a throttle, a little turn knob here.
Okay.
And so you can say, well, then it's a motorbike, but it's not. You still have to pedal to engage the throttle.
Right.
And then you go into the more expensive bikes, and they have both pedal, as that one does, and throttle.
Yeah. Oh,
Why
wow,
do you need both? Because typically you only use your throttle in situations where you want to scoot across a busy intersection when the light turns green without wobbling and so forth. Another application is you may be on a really narrow path, but it's steep, and you don't want to go into a pedal power. Maybe lose your balance, just have a little bit of throttle. And of course, in my case, I use the throttle because I'm just plain bushed. And so I want to do that last few miles without pedaling at all.
That's what I was actually thinking. I was impressed you said you were towing the kids behind you on the sled. I know I've done that just either trying to walk or half run, and after about 30 seconds, I'm gassed. So that's a great idea.
It's hard. It's hard. The concept you have to think about. Remember, the fat tire bikes do have power just like the other bikes.
Right.
So you can really have a lot of fun in the snow.
Yeah.
Actually, where we live, there's a rather steep hill. It's a hayfield in the summer. In the winter, it's covered with snow because it's not salted or plowed. It keeps its snow. And it's like a sled. You know, you just zoom down, you do a donut or something, and you can ride back up. Fat tire bikes are also a big improvement for people who do commute even in the winter. Winter riding is not, Wisconsin, who would ride in the winter? On the other hand, there's about thousands of us that go skiing in the winter.
Right.
Just put on warm boots and gloves and you will not get cold riding a bike in the winter.
That's really good, and that's perfect to know. It's with all the different bikes that either we have here and the ones like the fat tire that you were talking about, and some of the tips you're giving us about range. There's a lot of questions that you can answer to make sure somebody gets on the right bike, which is perfect. So that's why you need to come down to Crazy Lenny's e-bikes and get all the answers for yourself and the questions that you had that we didn't get to ask.
That I didn't get to ask.
Yeah. Sorry, Justin.
But you're going to get to sing with me.
Yes. Should we do it?
Yeah.
Bikes in, bikes in.
Bikes in,
More
bikes in, bikes in, bikes in, more bikes. You got bikes there and bikes here, and more bikes.
Awesome. How could we not end on that high note? Thank you for joining us on Wisconsin Family. Thank you to all of our guests, and we'll catch you next time here on Wisconsin's 57 Television.